LakelandCarKeys.com. I'm currently working on a 2015 Chevrolet Impala. The shop diagnosed it as having a bad BCM, so I am here and I'm going to attempt to clone the BCM for them. Here goes the part number. And this is a Continental board, so there's a couple of different options for these years. And I went to look to see if it was an eprom job or do I need to use my OBD Star DC706 to go ahead and just clone it. I did try connecting with the DC706 and I got no communication. I tried plugging in the vehicle directly, there was no communication, so there's a possibility that this is an eprom job. And looking at, there's a couple of different 8-leg eproms, but looking at it, this is your main MCU, and then you have this 8-leg eprom here that is listed as, I can't see it anymore, but it's like a 95320. So I did use my xhorse mini prog along with the Key Tool Max, and I read this chip out. I went under ST for the chip type and then 95320, and it did read a file that I probably closed it by now. Oh, no, it's still open. So I read a file that gave me a VIN number, and I went online and ran that VIN number just to verify that this did come from another 2015 Chevy Impala. So there's a good chance we might be able to just copy the EPROM information. Hopefully all the features are the same. I did notify the shop that if this BCM had different features than the one that's in it, some stuff may work, but they said go ahead and attempt the EPROM job. So I am waiting now for them to go ahead and pull that factory BCM out so I could read that information. I did back up this information already, and then once I read that information from the original BCM, I will write it to here, plug it in, and we'll see what the vehicle does. Alright, so I finally got the original out, and I was able to go ahead and read the file. I actually already read and wrote the file. I needed two hands, so I couldn't record the process of going through it, but I'll just give you a quick rundown in the machine. So basically, let me go back. Actually, I'm going to start from the home screen so that I can just show you. Alright, so from the home screen of the xhorse Q2 Max, you're going to go to EPROM and Flash, and we will go up to ST chip and select ST. And then we're going to go to 95XXX or M95XXX. And then we have a M95320. So we'll select that and we'll select pressure. All right, so this gives us the option of both reading and writing. And essentially what I will do is, depending on what feature we're going to do, so we will start with read, select EPROM, start operation, make sure your unit's powered on and it's connected, and then it tells you to go ahead and apply that pressure, and then I can just click the button on the back and the machine itself will start reading. See what happens when I don't have two hands, I'm not steady, I got a bad connection. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, make sure my pins are aligned. I click the button again, and oops, sorry. It's detecting, it's reading, and then it'll do a verification, and then save my file. So basically, what I do here is save the file, and then it's a good practice to read the originals. I already read it, back that file up just in case. But now, once I read the original file, I can just go ahead and write it back onto the new unit. All right, so just go ahead. I'm just gonna hit save. All right. So now that that file is saved, what you would do is you would just hit write, and then select EPROM, start. Alright, and it'll ask you to select the right file. So I'm going to go ahead, and it is in the local file because we just read it. Alright, we're going to select mini prog, and then that folder with today's date on it, we'll go ahead and open that folder, and then this will show you the 2 files I read when I did the original clone. This is the old junkyard ECU, that's the replacement. And then there's another file here because I just read it again, showing you. And it is a good practice when you read them, to read the file twice and save it twice so that you have a backup. Just label one backup so that you know, just in case if anything ever happens when you go to edit the file, you have a good backup there. But basically what you do, just select your file, select write, and again, the same process. I'm not going to do it this time, but same process. I would put pressure on, start operation, hit the start button, or if you got 2 hands, you could just hit start on the machine. It'll write the eprom, and then you're pretty much done there. Alright, so we're inside the vehicle, and the BCM we just flashed is down in there. Just a precaution, don't plug in unprogrammed BCMs because sometimes it'll change the mileage on the cluster, so pay attention to what mileage you have before you start and after. But essentially you could just turn it on, start it up. So if it starts, then we know, all right, our key information was written over, the VIN number's correct. So our radio's on, we got climate controls, power windows work. This is all stuff that's controlled by the BCM. We know that it's working. My job was just to flash the BCM so they can go ahead and finish diagnosing whatever issue that they were chasing and see what the problem is. But we were successfully able to clone this 2015 Chevy Impala BCM by reading the eprom information and flashing it over to a used unit. Alright, thanks for watching. LakelandCarKeys.com.